How did you get started in the business world? Like, what's your story?
Well, my dad was always in the business. He started a business when I was young. So I always knew that I wanted to do something. I just didn't know what exactly that would be. I was so infatuated with technology. I mean, I was that kid that was scraping the beta versions off Microsoft's back-end database before Microsoft Windows versions were coming out in the 90s. And I was taking beta versions and I was hacking them and doing other things with them so they were no longer operating like Microsoft. They were operating my way. You know, when I was probably like 12, 13, 14, I was all into like just obsession with the internet. I would literally stay up till 3, 4 o'clock every day, just in the morning, just messing around on the computer constantly. And then the obsession led to figuring out, well, how can you turn the internet and its technology and what it offers into business and do something I love doing, passionately love doing, that could actually, you know, be secure. Kind of went down that road and got into my 20s and got corporate jobs, real jobs, you know, financial advisor, working at JP Morgan. That taught me a lot of the financial side of business. I mean, that's really where being a financial advisor helped me understand companies, asset, balance sheet, you know, profit and loss statements, pretty much all the accounting side of it. Once I got learning into that and I kind of understood how business worked and how people develop business, then it was really my chance to like really strike. And then probably about 28, 29, partnered with Eric on a first real business where we had 100 plus employees, and you know, it was the software that we were doing and selling for websites. We trained people how to do it themselves versus paying us to do it like a one-time. Right. A lot of these web developers, these people, they get so caught up in the, oh yeah, well, it's going to cost you $5,000 for your website, but then it's going to cost you $1,000 a month for me to maintain it. That's just ludicrous. I mean, this is because the only reason they were getting $1,000 a month or $2,000, $3,000, whatever, is because people just didn't know how to do it themselves. We were bridging the gap between people actually knowing how to do it versus paying other people to do it for them. Right. And so we were teaching a lot of business owners all over the world, really. Yeah, kind of like a Shopify, but you know, we didn't have all the plugins and all that stuff didn't exist back then. There wasn't a big infrastructure built around Facebook or Twitter or any of the other channels that were available at the time. And so we were teaching people how to do it so that it was operable and it was functional and it was professional, and they were learning graphics, they were learning how to lay out a page, how to, you know, to type content, copy, advertise on Facebook if they wanted to learn advertising and do some paid advertising, digital advertising. We did that for years and years. I built all the curriculum, tons of lesson plans and a lot of video lessons, you know, so we were doing that level of training to people back then.
Was that like your big break, I guess?
Yes and no, because I actually left because my wife started doing the events. She wanted to figure out how to give back to Phoenix Children's Hospital. I think her first city was Albuquerque, actually. I think we had like 6,000 people come to Balloon Fiesta Park. We went to Boston, you know, 2 weeks later, and we had 10,000 people. And then we had LA County Fairgrounds, which was Pomona. And then I came back, and in December they were finally like, guys, if you're not coming back, you need to let us know like what's going on, because we don't want to buy you out. Yeah, buy me out. So they bought me out and never looked back. And then we just were building events after event after event, new concept, new thing.
Did you go to college?
Mm-hmm. In business, it's business management. Started at PV and then ended at ASU.
Wouldn't credit it for any of your like,
no credit whatsoever. No, you mean in terms of where I'm at now, and would I credit anything from school to? No, absolutely not. Everything I did in my real, like, actual hands-on career has credited to what I'm capable of doing now. Nothing I learned from a school or a book or any of that. I love what I do. I'm almost too obsessed with it because I never stop thinking about what can be, how we can build or grow and build better, or how we can continue to develop what we're already doing.
So just like, you like building stuff and scaling it? That's like your...
Scale the hell out of it. You have no leverage if you wait. If you sit there and just allow it to just kind of mature or kind of just build on it, like manifest on its own, you're not building leverage. You're losing valuable opportunity. Windows open and close all the time. You just got to get it captured before the window closes. That's in anything you do.
Yeah. Kind of just gradually build over time. Got more and more? Or?
My biggest thing is I'm very, very, very deeply connected to how to scale and how to drive cash flow numbers to build leverage, and then take that leverage to apply going forward to build more leverage. And that's really where you win in business. You can't win by just building what you think is the infrastructure and then trying to grow from one seed. You have to build around it. You have to build kind of a platform, per se, that allows you to grow. Because I just have too much fun doing it. Love what I do.
Would you even say it's easy now?
It only becomes easy when you surround yourself with the right people. If you don't have the right people, the right support to be able to make it all synergistically work, it's not, I wouldn't say it was easy. But if you have all that in place, which I pretty much do, then it becomes pretty easy. It's just not easy when you have 6 kids. I don't regret anything that I've ever built or anything that's ever happened. I look at it as I am who I am today because of it. It's your passion, you know. If I'm not doing this, then what's making you happy besides your family? You know, what makes you happy?